look back at those projects that you started with him and then
I hate them.
you cringe but I always say that's a good thing, because if you don't look back at some of your really old work and you don't make a face, or you don't like, ooh, that's then it's like, did you really grow as much? That's how I rate it. I'm like, if I look at my old stuff, even if stuff from 5 years ago, and I'm like, oh, I could have did that better or something like that, kind of, to me, it shows like the growth.
Yeah. The first video I actually shot and edited myself comes up on Facebook every year.
A reminder.
I'm like, oh my God. I think I posted it recently. I was like, I just cringe now every time I see this video. And
other people will love, they love it.
But I think, and I remember, like, I teach videography now. I'll get the story about all that stuff later. But I remember showing that to my students, and they're like, what don't you like about it? And I had to tell them, like, it's crazy shaky. And this was actually me doing like BTS for a personal shoot Daryl had. So he was doing like a little 70s theme Motown shoot at this like abandoned motel in Virginia. So I'm super shaky. Like it's terrible. And I'm like, let me make this footage look like, because I know how to edit. I'm like, I'll just make the footage look like it came from like a handheld cam. So,
and where can we find that video?
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. So I'll just cover up some of this stuff. At the time that I didn't think was mistakes.
Yeah, you know. You're thinking it's the best thing. You're like, oh wow,
and I'm like, I'll just go ahead and make this look like VHS, because that was like the time, like during that time period. And when I look back at it now, I was like, I would have covered this up the same way because of all the shakiness, but that was a deal. So then from there, I just started. He brought me on to do like weddings and stuff with him. Okay. So get more practice there.
Let me ask you real quick then. So when he brought you in and threw you in the fire as far as doing weddings, what was that first experience like as far as weddings? Because they can be, I would say for me, the very first time I shot a wedding was very overwhelming. Because it's like, you know, like a deer in headlights, you know.
I'm trying to think how I even done a wedding as far as
like,
photography only.
Did he kind of hold your hand along the way a little bit?
Or he doesn't do that. He kind of just throws you in and let you figure that out.
Learn how to swim on your own.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. A lot of times you sink. I'll talk about another project he threw me into, and I completely sunk. Thankfully for my editing skills, I was able to turn that around. But no, I'm trying to remember the first wedding. I think the first wedding may have actually been a good one. And that is one that blinded me from how weddings usually are.
You got a nearly perfect wedding, which most of them don't go perfectly. So
I think my first one was really good. The other ones were,
you got spoiled.
Yeah, because the other ones, even now, I could probably count on. I may have done maybe 50 weddings by now. I can probably only count on one hand like my favorites. Ones where it was like no issues.
What are some of the issues that happen?
No planner.
Okay. Those are the worst ones.
No planner.
Yeah, no planner.
Everybody thinking like, oh, we got it. Nobody knowing who's in charge.
You don't even get the shots you want sometimes.
No shots, like no timeline. Another issue, it being late. So if it's late, they cut the portraits. So the portraits is when I get my good stuff. That's when I get the couple like by themselves.
The most creative.
So that's the first thing that goes anytime that timeline is off. They're like, oh, well, they gotta go into the reception. So they completely cut that. So like I'm scrambling, but it's gotten to a point now. Like I used to get really upset, but it's gotten to a point now. I'm like, they know how their wedding was. Like they know how this thing went, and anything that I'm able to create from this, they should be thankful for, because I'm like giving them my all. Right. I'm giving them my all, and it didn't look like this. Right. It didn't look like this, and I've made this look like it was a lot better than how it turned out. So, trying to think of it. Oh, some don't feed you.
So you going all day hungry, starving Marvin.
Yeah, some of them
8 hours, and they like, or they feed you.
You get the brown box.
The little vendor.
Which I say, hey, I'm happy to eat, but it's like, and it's always, in my experience, I would say, you'd be surprised. It'd be the most upscale venue that gives you the brown box. You can be at the Potomac Country Club.
What's
You're
the
like,
brown box usually consist of?
Oh,
A little sandwich.
take
like
a guess.
Turkey sandwich.
Yeah, it's a cold
Yeah.
turkey sandwich that's tastes like it's old.
A bag of chips.
Yeah, an apple
Apple.
and a hard cookie.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't get a cookie.
Oh, you didn't get the cookie?
But I'll get some wedding cake in a
okay.
second.
Yeah.
In a second.
You like
I'm
they're gonna
always
make me
like,
sure they give me some
I'm
wedding
like,
cake after that.
Cake yet? All right, cool. Did they cut the cake yet? I'm always like, I'm gonna get me some cake.
And sometimes even they'll have a buffet, so you assume, oh, we're gonna eat buffet. And they're like, oh no, we got your food over here. So we're thinking, oh, we're VIP. Take you to the room.
You get the helper food.
And you see those brown boxes.
Oh, and even that too, they put you in a separate room. You're not eating with them and the guests.
I prefer that though.
I've done a couple where they set out an actual vendor table with their whole table setting. Yeah.
You prefer to be with the guests?
It depends on the couple. It depends on how the couple and the family was. Sometimes like just put me somewhere else. But they
a little
don't
too ratchet.
They don't time it right either. They feed you when they feed the guests.
Yeah.
So it's like
you're the stepchild.
Or after they've served the guests. So it's like, y'all about to go into toast. When am I going to even eat this? Why am I not being served first?
That's where the good planners come in, because the good ones know that, hey, they got to shoot toast after, so we need to make sure that they eat now.
Yeah.
So you can tell the good plan, not just from that, but that's a good indicator to show if they have a good day of planner, because they've experienced. The ones that's not experienced, they're running around with their head cut off. They don't know anything about when vendors should be served and all of that. So yeah, I know you done seen some crazy stuff.
Encountering these type of situations, is there anything that y'all can put in place to say to kind of mitigate these situations from happening, or it's just you just got to roll with the punches?
It's nothing we can do. We didn't plan it. Like we're not the ones getting married. Like you guys gotta.
It's not our production.
Yeah, it's you just roll with the punches. You just gotta figure it out. But for stuff like that, I know it's not gonna be creative. So if I'm cutting this, you can start to finish. Like it's no crazy storyline here. Like this is a generic start to finish, and that's what I have. Like I have a generic idea in mind, like because as I'm shooting, I'm already editing in my mind, and I'm just like, they're getting the generic one. Like I have a generic system.
You can tell throughout the day what it's going to be like.
They're getting unless something happens in these last 2 hours.
Yeah, right. A Hail Mary situation.
Yeah, which is probably not, because at that point it's just the dancing, and that's even if people are dancing. But
sometimes you can tell in the first hour of the day. Yes. You can tell. You can be like, oh, this is about to be.
You can walk in sometimes. You can walk in sometimes and be like,
because of the energy and if things are organized, or just the overall. I mean, the venue, everything. You can already say, oh, this is gonna be portfolio worthy, and then some you're like,
I ain't showing this to nobody.
It's just a paycheck.
Yeah, this is not going on the real at all. Like I'm gonna make it as great as possible, but no, you've been in some of those same situations where you have to basically shine up a turd.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it is that way.
Like it's terrible. It's terrible, and even I think some I don't know. I might be against weddings at this point, as far as it just makes me look at the Institute of Marriage just like, y'all spend all this money on one day, and this daggone bridezilla acting like world revolves around her because this man done gave her a ring. Like, why are you even marrying her? It just be so much going through my mind. I'm like, God, you gotta deal with this for the rest of your life. Like it's just
I've seen it. So have you had an actual legitimate like bridezilla or the momzilla? Have you?
The mom's been pretty cool, but I've had a bridezilla. Okay. I've had a maid of honor who think it's their day or is their sister, so they're like, oh no, this is that, and the sister's pretty chill. But yeah, the bride is more so the bride versus anybody else. And it's not all of them. Some are really, really cool.
You have a crazy story? Anything that was out of the ordinary? Really like made you scratch your head?
I remember a bride arguing with her mom.
Okay.
Like completely, nearly like about to cuss her mother out, and the mom left. So when it's time to do like photos, I think she
left the wedding?
I think she did the photos and she left. So when they was coming in during the reception, she wasn't there anymore. So,
Wow.
but I'm like, geez, like, so I don't know what the mom did, but I mean, I don't know if there's anything that you can do for like to justify you cuss out your mother at your wedding, but I don't know.
Cuss out your mother in general.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like you said, the bride, it's their day, so they feel like, hey, they can do whatever they want. Me personally, I haven't had a bridezilla like go off on me, but yeah, I've seen somewhere they would go off on their parents.
Yeah, their parents or even
or the groom.
I haven't seen them go off on the
I've seen
groom
that.
yet.
I know somebody that said that a bride actually took a swing with a knife at the groom during the cake cutting.
Was that your Philly wedding?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was not the Philly one. No, this was a friend's wedding, and he stuffed the cake in her face, and her natural reaction was to take the knife and swung it towards his throat.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she probably told him first off, like, don't do that, because
I've makeup.
Yeah,
but the knife swing,
natural reaction.
Yeah, he might. It's too late to back out. He already signed those papers. I don't know. It might be too late for him to back out.